Why, hello there. I know that you want to be a super spy. Well, indeed. It is quite the glorious event. And may there be many, many ridiculously shudder-edited fights. Yes. Secret agents and stuff. Kingsman, The Secret Service. Okay, so Kingsman, The Secret Service is adapted from a graphic novel series of basically the same name, and it's about super spies. That it's an international spy agency that doesn't have to obey by the conventional ways of the law, and they have super awesome technology. Like basically Sean Connery, Roger Moore era James Bond gadgetry in modern day. That sounds awesome to you? Well, it kind of is. Guys, Kingsman: The Secret Service is directed by Matthew Vaughn, and Matthew Vaughn has established himself now as an A-class director, and it stars Colin Firth and an unknown actor, Mark Strong. It's got a cast, let's just put it that way. And so basically, it's got this star-studded cast, and one thing that I have to automatically say off the bat, Colin Firth, wow, where has he been for action? Like, this is, I think, the first role that he's had that, like, an action role has taken place, and he does phenomenal. Whoa, like, he kicks some massive butt. Like, he gets the Liam Neeson award for the day. He is not as worthy as the Neeson, of course. I mean, no one is, but he absolutely certifies himself as this solid action star. I want to see him in more action stuff. And it basically is Samuel Jackson is this rich tycoon billionaire who has an idea to cure the world of global warming, and it could potentially cause some effects. Our heroes must set out on the adventure and use the Kingsman Secret Service in order to save the world. It is a classic 70s and 80s spy thriller action movie, if I've ever seen one. I love James Bond. I love Skyfall. I love that style of like gritty, realistic spy movie, but I miss those old days. I was talking to cell phone guy Chris a while back saying that I miss that old school feel. And here, this is exactly what I wanted. Like, I'm looking at the characters going, that's a Bond villain, that's another Bond villain, these are like Bond characters, this is the James Bond movie I've wanted. I love that ridiculous spy kind of movie. I like the gritty one too, don't get me wrong, Skyfall's amazing. So is Casino Royale, Bourne series, all of that. But this is a self-aware, awesome take on a spy movie with like those cool gadgets where it's like, oh yes, this is a pen, but it's also poison. Yes. I dig it. I really dig it. And guys, the cinematography on this film, top notch. It's some of the best filmed action I've seen in a while, including some of the most uniquely filmed action scenes. I mean, you're on the barrel of the gun as it's firing. You are just like, you are in the action. They're running around, and every time a gun fires, I don't know, it feels new and fresh. This is a very new and fresh feel on an old genre that doesn't really exist anymore. And it was kind of cool to see that happen. I was entertained the entire time. It was hilarious, and yet they maintain these great values throughout the whole thing, and I don't know, you had this great drama, you had this great comedy, it was the perfect blend of the two. Colin Firth, of course, delivers it. He was my favorite part of the movie. Samuel Jackson was hilarious, and he always managed to make me laugh. And then there's a scene in a church. I will not spoil anything, because go see this movie, I demand it. Oh my god. It is one of the most insane and amazing action scenes I've ever seen, and it's almost entirely done in one take, and it involves Colin Firth. You see a chunk of it in the trailer, and oh my god, it is one of the most intense things I've ever watched in my life. And it is so good. This movie is so solid from beginning to end. They even are self-aware to the point that they practically bring up they're a classic Bond story. And it's great. Like, he's got this cool gadgetry umbrella, and like the kid in the movie, I want to see him in more stuff. I have a feeling he's going to be in more stuff. I personally want him to learn how to do an American accent and play Peter Parker as Spider-Man. I am sold on him. He can free run. They show him in the movie doing some of his own stunts, and it's fantastic. This kid has a career, and just in general, this movie, I want to see a sequel. I love the world that they built of these super spies, of this super spy industry with their super cool gadgets. I was very intrigued by it. I absolutely loved it. So far, this is my favorite movie of the year. And I have to say that this movie is going to be a future classic. Yes, a future classic. And I will get on my new certification system later on how things are scored, but this is going to be a future classic. And what I mean by that is down the line, in like 30 years, people are going to still sit there and go, oh, that movie Kingsman, that movie is so good. Remember when we saw Kingsman? Oh my God, that whole scene in the Alps, that was amazing. This movie is so good. All the characters deliver. The cinematography is top-notch. The action is exactly filmed how it should be. Matthew Vaughn 100% delivers. Colin Firth should do more action, and he absolutely outdid himself here. So please, guys, go see Kingsman. Don't see 50 Shades of Grey. But please, go see Kingsman. Are you going to go see Kingsman? And have you? Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I've got more videos coming, of course.